We welcome you to another episode of Sports Talk Unfiltered, where we're going to talk some sports, man. We're going to have us a good time. We got a whole lot to talk about on the night, man. We got a lot of football we're going to get into. We got some Big Ben we're going to get into. We got some NBA, some Lakers we're going to talk about. We got a whole lot of stuff to discuss. But as always, gentlemen, you want to say hi to the peoples before we get started?
Good evening, everybody.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you, man. We made it out
Happy
of
New Year.
2021.
Amen.
We in 2022. It's going to be a good year, fellas. We're going to have a good one, man. But look, as we always start, man, we're going to start off with this Monday night football game. That's my Steelers was on Monday night. Let's take a quick look at it. He's laughing at me. Yeah, man, with the Steelers, man, it was an emotional win for Big Ben. He's probably going to say goodbye to the Heinz Stadium and Heinz Field. Man, it was a perfect send-off, keeping the Pittsburgh Steelers postseason dreams alive with the 26-14 win over the Cleveland Browns on Monday. The 39-year-old quarterback said on Friday that all signs were pointing to the Browns game being his last regular season outing in Pittsburgh. While a playoff berth is still hangs in the balance ahead of the final showdown with the Baltimore Ravens, who are 8-8 on January 9th. Monday's win means now they got a chance to extend potential farewell season should the rest of the Steelers go and win that game, man. So we had that good football game on Monday night. Big Ben took that thing home, man. It guaranteed that Tomlin will not have a losing season. I think that's what we're playing for anyway, is that we don't have a losing season. I don't think we're playing for nothing else. But let's talk about it, man. What was your thoughts on that Monday night game? Anybody go ahead.
Man, Cleveland, they done, man. Pittsburgh, they didn't look great, but they kept their playoff hopes alive. That boy Harris had 28 rushes, 188 yards. Now, if they can do that same formula against Baltimore next week, they might roll into the playoff or keep their shots, their chances alive.
Tony.
First of all, congrats to the Steelers for not having a losing season. I feel like, honestly, this game was more about Mike Tomlin than it was about Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger is done. He can't throw the ball downfield. I have never, ever seen a game where a quarterback attempted 46 passes for 126 yards, 123 yards. That is just amazing to me that you can throw the ball. Like, they had to all be behind the line of scrimmage and losing yards for that. But through injury, through COVID protocols, through having a quarterback who wasn't there, somehow, man, this dude Mike Tomlin just keep getting the team to win games, man. They supposed to be drafting early, but he just won't let them. So I say it's about two people. Mike Tomlin is first and foremost, and then, of course, I got to go to the other person who is some absolute trash. You know how Stephen A. Smith feels about the Cowboys?
Right.
That's how I feel about Baker Mayfield. I listen, he is to call him a joke wouldn't. There are so many people who have been given less chances to succeed. This guy has been given top 3 offensive line, a running game that everybody would kill for, and a defense that, although they've been having a little bit of difficulty this year, they were still a pretty decent defense. Yet still he was not able to do anything. And so to me, it means I would just eat the $18 million for next year and get somebody else. I would pay him to hold a clipboard, but I would pay him $18 million to sit on the sideline and hold a clipboard while I play a rookie. And that's all I got to say about that.
Out.
Man, Tony, leave the man alone, man. Just leave the dude alone, man. This was about Ben, man. It was about Ben. Look, man, I was excited, man, to watch it. I was glad for Ben to get a win anyway. Even though he know his best years are behind him. But that defense, man, last night, I don't think Baker wants to ever see the Pittsburgh Steelers again. I don't think he wants to, especially that boy was coming off the end. He don't want to see them no more. But it was all. I think it was a great win for him. It's a great win for Ben, a great win for Tomlin, even a great win for the Steelers because they still got some hope of making the playoffs. They win Sunday, and Jacksonville some kind of way beat the Colts. Y'all know how this season has gone. Anything can happen.
That's
So
true.
I tell you what, I would love to see that happen. I would love to see them go to the playoffs. If there's a possibility of them boys losing, which probably ain't,
Man,
but I would love to see them go to the
for
playoffs.
you saying that, Howard, man, I might not say nothing else bad about you or the Cowboys the rest of the show. Just for you said that, Howard. Thank you, man. You made my night. So thank you, sir. All right,
I believe when I see it.
yeah, because you see this? I have my fingers crossed. Y'all couldn't see that part. I have my fingers crossed. Hey, listen. I think it was a good win for the Steelers. Dealing with Baker Mayfield, man, I've been really thinking about this. And, I mean, he is trash. But before he got there, though, Cleveland wasn't being talked about.
So I knew somebody was going to say that. All right.
Yeah,
So,
all right.
granted, Cleveland was a trash franchise before Baker Mayfield got there. So what did they do? They brought in Ken Dorsey. His job was one thing: get rid of all of our high-priced players, get us a bunch of draft picks, get us a bunch of cap space. So they had the opportunity with a clean slate. They signed and drafted offensive linemen. They drafted Myles Garrett. They were able to put this team together, and they had a choice. They looked like they were the Cleveland Browns, and they were turning the corner. And with Josh Allen sitting on the board, they decided they wanted to take Baker Mayfield number one. Now,
Okay.
I understand that the reporters don't always have it right, but no one, and I mean no one, had him at number one. So to be honest, they could have drafted Saquon Barkley number one and still got Baker Mayfield at number four. What I'm saying is they had an opportunity to turn this franchise around, and they just browned it up. And they didn't give Hugh Jackson a chance to coach this team because he knew Baker Mayfield wasn't ready, so he didn't want to play him. So what do? They fire Hugh Jackson, and they brought in Freddie Kitchens, and they let Baker go
Agreed.
do his little thing where he went in there. But what people don't realize is he was doing it against the bottom of the NFL his rookie year, and they were like, see, if they'd have played him all year, they wouldn't have been nothing. They would have been in the same place. And so the Browns have done what the Browns do. Now, granted, they are a better organization. They're a better run now than they used to be, but they are handicapped by the fact that they drafted some trash with the number one pick. And that's real hard to overcome, but it's a real easy fix. It's a lot of quarterbacks that'll be out there to get him better production than Baker Mayfield. And don't give me that he was hurt. He was hurt. You know why he was hurt? Because he took a lot of sacks. You know why he took a lot of sacks? Because he can't throw the ball. He's short. He got to see somebody open. He's looking around and he's getting sacked. The dude is not – he's a great backup. And he talked too much trash to be a backup.
All right.
Tony, they did go to playoffs last year, though.
Howard, that's because the rest of the team is good. Howard, when you leading the league in rushing and you top 10 defense, that's a recipe for
But did they have the
playoffs.
same players? Did they have the
Yes.
same players? You got
Yes.
So you got to look at the offensive coordinator because when they were running the ball, they couldn't
that
be
was
stopped.
Stefanski
Just
last
like
year.
that game.
No.
They were hurt.
Just like
Not
so, you can't put it all on Baker. You better put that thing on that daggone offensive coordinator who decides he wants to keep throwing the football for no reason at all.
He can't take all the blame. He take most of it though.
No,
All right,
No,
let's go.
I'm giving
He
the offensive coordinator.
Offensive coordinator. All right.
No, I'm giving the head coach the problem because Stefanski is the offensive coordinator for real. But
Well,
yeah,
that's who it is then.
yeah,
that's who it is.
But Stefanski was the one who made Baker look good too, so you can't give him the credit and give him the blame. He thought he had something.
Yeah, you
Baker,
can.
Everybody
You
thought
got to
he
take
had
both
something
of them because it's a good and a bad. You got to be good and somebody going to be bad.
Attack that statement. You can't do both. All right, all right. Let's go on. Listen, Big Ben. Hey, what are y'all gonna rate? I think he's gonna be leaving. We all think he's gonna be gone. First of all, do everybody think Ben's gone? This is last year.
Oh yeah, he gone.
Yes, he's gone.
Okay, what y'all rate?
Nope. Nope.
Are you serious? Are you just being? Are you
I
serious?
just want to talk.
Watch.
You just want the
Watch
conversation.
what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. They don't got no quarterbacks. Watch what I tell you. They're gonna talk business stand at least another year. Watch what I tell you, Bishop. I'm telling you. Watch.
All right. Well, since I thought everybody was in agreement that Big Ben wasn't coming back, so I was gonna say where did Big Ben rank all time, but we're gonna leave that one on the table, and we'll talk about that after Big Ben retire because we don't have a consensus that says Big Ben
ain't gonna retire.
Ain't gonna. Oh, come on.
Man, just so you
Ain't
know,
gonna
and
retire,
I
Bishop.
hate to say this to you, so please don't get too mad at me. It's gonna be a while before we get to Big Ben. I'm just saying.
What do you mean?
On
you mean
when
on
the list? Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
Somebody in the comments say he gonna play again on PS5. Hey, that's funny. You mean ranking all time?
Yeah.
I think so too.
Okay.
I ain't upset. I think so too. It's gonna be a while before we get to. He got 2 Super Bowls though.
I know, but so does Eli Manning.
I know, but
and I don't even talk about Eli Manning when we start talking about the top. He was just on teams.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think Ben better than Eli, but we can't just use the 2 rings.
All right, let's move on, guys. It's 9:14 already, fellas. We get into it. Listen, man. AB had Antonio Brown, man, had a meltdown, man. I don't know what happened with this dude, but he left the field, left the game in the middle of the game. So listen, we're gonna look at a little bit of video on this, and we're gonna come back and talk about it.
Antonio Brown. That's Antonio Brown without his uniform, we are told. Without his jersey and running onto the field. I don't know if that could have been a penalty.
All right, Jen Hill, get after that. We got to find out what's going on there.
She's got to catch him first. It's unbelievable. He's had his issues off the field. Now he's on the field creating an issue. Low pass hauled in and good enough for the first down.
Guys, very odd situation. Antonio Brown boiled over, very upset on the sideline, took off his shoulder pads. Mike Evans, O.J. Howard trying to convince him to keep them on. Obviously, they were unable to do so. He tossed his shoulder pads, stripped off his shirt and glove, threw those into the crowd, then ran across the field while the teams were still on the field, giving the crowd a peace out sign. I'll let you know when we hear something official on his status.
Thank you, John.
All right, fellas. Hey, man, is AB done in the NFL?
He's done. You can put a fork in it. I think he's gonna be banned. Ooh. He's not gonna ever be able to return. He's got to go to the USFL somewhere and play, man. But I know that ain't fair to say, but because of the way this man action was, he might have had reason to be upset. But it's a way you handle things.
What was the reason? Give me a reason. What was the reason?
I'm inclined to believe he's been so close to these incentives that he was playing sparingly to keep from reaching these goals so he could get his additional $1 million.
Oh, you're the conspiracy theorist. Okay, got you. Is it okay? Go ahead, Howard. What you got to say about that?
Listen, it's funny that you said that, E. Because I was talking to somebody today and they were saying the same exact thing, that he wasn't getting the ball to get his incentives. I don't know if that's the problem. I don't know what it was. He said it was an ankle. But how do you run off the field like you running track if that's the ankle that's bothering you and you ain't going back into the game? You jumping up and down. I mean, you ran off the field like your ankle. So your ankle hurt. So you running like that. But listen, man, all jokes aside, man, something is wrong. It's just hands down, something is wrong. People say he might be an attention getter, whatever that may be, but something is wrong. And I'm about to believe that them shots that Bare Fleet from Cincinnati hit him with, perfect. Them things coming back to haunt him.
Oh yeah,
perfect. Them things are coming back to haunt this dude, man. And I just really believe that something mentally unstable with this dude right now. Something's mentally unstable with AB right now, man. Because this dude could have went down in the NFL as one of the best receivers ever. and he's done tarnished his whole reputation, man.
He did.
And then if he'll ever play again, Bishop, I don't
Not
know.
in the NFL.
Who knows? He might not play with Brady no more. But listen, y'all know how the NFL goes. Somebody will be willing to pick him up.
Tony,
it's just that simple.
They would.
Nope.
A team would,
quickly.
but I think the NFL
So
would ban him.
Nah, they not banning him.
No, they're not.
They can't ban him.
They got to go ban him.
No, but he has.
They can't ban him. They can fire him.
He can't come back in the locker room because he quit on his team in the middle of the game. But to everybody, all the conspiracy theories, he said his ankle was hurting. And the coach told him coach told him to go back in the game. He said he won't going back in the game because his ankle was hurt. Coach got mad and told him, well, leave then. Told him to go to the locker room. So instead of him just going to the locker room or coming back in the game, he decided to do what AB does. Now, that's the word on the street. I don't believe it was about incentives because Brady was trying to get him his incentives.
Yes.
Let's not forget, he has another week. Brady threw him the ball 1 million times last year just for him to make incentives. So that wasn't going to happen. So these conspiracy theories are done. It's just people say the truth is you become more of who you are when you get money. Money reveals your character. And especially when you're talented, people just coddle you and let you do whatever you want to do. And you can't handle structure and you can't handle anybody that get kicked off a Mike Tomlin team. Anybody who, you know what I'm saying, who
and
can't
John
go and play
Gruden
for the
loved
Raiders.
him.
John Gruden loved him, man. As a matter of fact, this dude couldn't shut his mouth for 2 days. $40 million because he couldn't shut his mouth for 2 days. All he had to do was wait for the season to start. But instead, he got cut before the season started, and all his $40 million guarantee was gone. Listen, I'll agree. The man has real mental problems. He has issues, and I don't want to make light of that. But I can help you without enabling you to play because playing in this league is a privilege. And there comes a time where you have done enough to lose your privilege to do so.
Right.
If I were a coach, if I were anybody, like Tony Dungy wouldn't take him on his team. Yeah. He would help him.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't take him on the team. I'm just telling you right now.
And ABC, he would rather have Facebook likes than teammate likes. You know what I'm saying? He'd rather have the public like him more than his team like him because he doing all the antics he do because he think that, okay, that's going to look good on social media. Man, them people don't care nothing about you, AB. You know,
I think that might be a little overblown a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he's a grown man. I do think he's an attention seeker, but I think he surrounds himself with people who enable him to do that, who give them that attention and who does that. You know what I mean? He's missing something. He does need help. Don't get me wrong. I get
he needs
it.
help.
But,
he needs help. He's an attention addict, but he needs help.
But you know what? You know what, Tony? Before you say something, Bishop, you know Bruce Arians said he never told him his ankle was hurt. He said he never came to him and told him his ankle was hurt. Right. That's what Bruce Arians said. He said he never came to him and told him. He said if he would have told him that, then we could have did something different.
It don't sound. That don't make sense. You tell somebody your ankle hurt, and they tell you go back in the game anyway.
No, right.
That's why I said Bruce Arians said he didn't tell him.
Yeah,
I'm saying, but the word on the street is it's like everybody knew, like AB said, no, I ain't going back in the game because my ankle hurt. You know what I'm saying?
He said, no, I ain't going back in the game. Period.
Right.
He ain't say nothing about no ankle.
Right.
Like,
and then Bruce told him, well, if you ain't going in the game, you need to go in the locker room. And then he went in the locker room doing backflips and cartwheels. All right, but look, Brady has some comments on this situation. Let's listen to Brady comments. Then we'll come back. Then we'll get into our fan segment.
Tom, you mentioned Searle, and he's come up big. He had to today because you didn't have Antonio Brown in the second half, most of it. How disappointed are you? Bruce Arians said he's no longer a Buck.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously a difficult situation. And, I think we all want, him to just I think everybody should find, hopefully do what they can to help him in ways that he really needs it. And, we all love him. We care about him deeply. We want to see him be at his best, and unfortunately it won't be with our team, but we have a lot of friendships that will last. And again, I think the most important thing about football are the relationships with your friends and your teammates, and they go beyond the field. And you know, I think everyone should be very compassionate and empathetic toward, some very difficult things that are happening.
All right. Let me ask y'all, did AB throw Tom under the bus, man, acting like that? Because y'all know they say Tom was one of the ones that vouched for him. Like he wouldn't have got back in the league anymore if it weren't for Tom Brady.
I don't think so. But I will say this. Everything I do, I try to hate on Tom Brady. Like, for real, because I just think he overrated. But I have so much respect for Tom Brady because he seems to be very genuine.
Right.
Now, he could be putting on an act. If it is, go ahead and throw him an Oscar. Go ahead, throw him whatever you want.
I don't think so.
I don't think so too.
But I don't believe it
think
either.
so.
I actually believe he is really genuine. And I believe Brady would have him back if he could talk to him.
Right.
As he's already done it before. So I don't think Brady looks like he's been thrown under the bus. He knew he was giving him a chance. He knew he was trouble. That's why he let him come stay in his house.
Stay in his house with his kids and his family.
Yeah. So I have mad respect for Brady. As much as I want to hate on him, I can't. I can't.
All right. Anybody else?
No, I don't think he did, man.
That's
I mean,
mad,
at the end of the day, they all grown men. I mean, he did what he wanted to do. Regardless of how that man acted, that's not his responsibility. But he is genuinely concerned about what's going on with him, and that's just the way Tom is, man.
Will do.
And we can talk all day.
Go ahead.
We can talk all day of his actions and everything, but at the end of the day, man, you just got to pray for the brother. Real talk. Just got to. I mean, I'm just,
Yeah, you got to.
Just got to pray for the brother, man.
Need prayer. And he definitely needs somebody
God
to
knows.
kind of mentor him. All right, fella, look, we got our special fan segment where we bring a fan on of a team that we're talking about, and we're gonna talk. We don't give this team enough love. I know Tony has the Rams. He's kind of been the only one that's been talking about the Rams. But then they played. They just played the Ravens, didn't they? Who they played just now?
Yes.
Yes.
The Ravens.
Yeah, they punched the Ravens, and so man, I wanted to give the Rams a little bit of love. So I got and I'm looking at him in the green room now. He got all his Ram stuff on too. So we're gonna come in and we're gonna talk about the Ram. This one, man, Greg, right here. Y'all come on, give Greg a hand, man, as he bring him in here.
How y'all doing, fellas?
Hey, what's up, Greg?
What's going on, brother?
All right, man. Hey, bring your camera down some so we can see your whole head a little bit down there. You look. There you go. We
don't want to see the whole outfit, just your head.
Nah, we won't though.
We don't want the whole get up. Just the head. Just the head. That's
all. What's going on? You good? You good, man?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, good. Well, let's get into it, man. We're gonna talk about these Rams. We're gonna let you get the first thing on, man. How impressive are the Rams this season? You give me your take, and then we're gonna all give a little take on that too.
Well, the Rams, they're gonna be all right this year. Like I said, we're gonna go as far as Stafford can take us. But our main thing, our defense gonna hold up, but Stafford cannot, and I repeat, cannot be giving up these big six every game. Because when we hit the playoffs, the teams we face are gonna be tough. And if you're giving points away like that, I don't care how good you are, these playoff teams ain't gonna allow us to come back. So I'm looking at the Rams have a great chance of making it to the Super Bowl. And like Chris Burton always say, that's why we play the game. But I think the Rams offense, if Stafford is doing what he's supposed to do, to have a game like a Brady or Aaron Rodgers, that everybody kind of hates. But those are good quarterbacks. But if Stafford can hold up in those little big six, I think we can do it. Because our defense and everything is starting to jail with this 5-game win streak.
Will do. What you got to say about that? How the Rams look this season?
Look, man. Rams look good. I'm a realist on everything. They look good. Just like you just said, though, Matthew Stafford got to stop throwing the ball to the other team, man. And as of late, he's been doing that. And you can't do that to good teams. Remember, a couple of games he threw interceptions and they got blown out. So right. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what he's seeing out there. I don't know if he need my bifocals or whatever. He better get something to be able to see that he throwing to his teammates. But I will say this, and I will say this. Me and Tony, I think Tony said something about it maybe a few weeks ago about Odell Beckham. He had to get to know the offense. Listen, this boy's turning out to be the boy that they need. I know your boy went down, but this boy's turned, and he's a great compliment to number 10. I'm gonna call him number 10 because that's a catching mamma jammer. Number 10 is no joke. I like that dude, man. But yeah, they looking good, man. They got just as good as a chance as anybody to win it. They do.
I agree. I agree.
Elliot.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, hats off to him, man. And much respect. 12-4. Hey, I gotta give respect where it's due.
You need
NFL season is a marathon, man. NFL season is a marathon. They started off fast. Hey, and they ran across a couple of bumps, and they finished strong. But gotta keep in mind, hey, that NFC ain't no joke. Actually, any one of them teams can win that Super Bowl, man, for real. And Matt Stafford did. He did come from them Lions, man. I hope they don't come back to bite y'all.
Hey, Tony, we will let you take this next one. Is OBJ proving that Baker Mayfield was a problem?
Come on, man.
Why you give him that question, man?
Hold on.
You need to stop, man.
Come on, man. Did you see what OBJ did with Eli Manning? Did you see what OBJ was doing with Jones? What's your boy Daniel Jones? Seemed like the only person that had a problem with him is Baker Mayfield because he ain't got sense enough to know that you don't have to throw him the ball every play. Just throw him the ball when he open. So then you want to force it to him when he ain't open, and then everybody want to come back and be like, "Oh no, OBJ in there crying for the ball." Nah, your quarterback's some trash. But anyway, let me say this about your Rams. So you're right about Matt Stafford. Although he has a pretty high, he's like number 6 in the league with QBR. His quarterback rating, he's number 7. He is tied for second with the most interceptions in the league. And I think the problem that Matt Stafford has is 2 things. Number 1, he started off the year losing his starting left tackle and their starting running back. Remember, Akers was supposed to be the man. Cam Akers was supposed to be coming in there. Then they lost Henderson, who was their number 1 dude for several games, and so they were running off. Matt Stafford has to understand, huh? You say what?
Go ahead, man.
Oh, no, I'm saying Matt Stafford has to learn when he comes from Detroit that he has a team around him, so he doesn't have to play hero ball. Sometimes he feels like if the team gets down, he has to go in the hero ball, and that's when he makes mistakes. If he can just calm down and let McVay's offense do it, remember, this is the same offense that went to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff. So if you go to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff, dude, don't try to be the hero. Just be a little better than that. And you can
Exactly.
So, and their defense now is coming around too. Now, Von Miller starting to fit in his position. Now you got Floyd on one side, Von Miller on the other side. They're starting to do some stuff. You always have to double team Aaron Donald. You have to double team Aaron Donald. And then you got shut down corner out there who I know we were talking about other people as the best corner, but there's no corner better. He may not have more interceptions, but there's no corner better than Jalen Ramsey because he does not get beat like that. So, I mean, that the Rams, they have what it takes to win the Super Bowl.
All right, what you say about that? How far can this Rams team go, Greg, and why?
Well, I think, like I said earlier, I think they can make it as far as Stafford can take us. And like Tony said, the Ram defense is coming around. That's a squad that can be reckoned with. It's just all about where everybody got to go through the frozen tundra. We already know that. But I think strong as a Ram team is, we can do it. But we can't make mistakes. We can't beat ourselves. And like I said, Aaron Donald, got to get double team. That's for sure. And that leaves Von Miller coming around for the sack. So it's gonna be an interesting season, and it's getting hot at the right time. And we all know in that team, like Tampa Bay last year, it got hot at the right time, and they went on and just whooped everybody up, and then the playoff won the Super Bowl. So getting hot at the playoff at the right time would be the key for any of these NFC playoff teams.
All right, another question coming to you, Greg, since you our guest on there. Look, man, is Matthew Stafford proving the doubters wrong? Or not really?
You said, can he prove that the doubters wrong?
The doubters. Those who didn't believe in him.
You know what? I know a lot of Detroit fans, and they always told me the real Stafford gonna come out. And I didn't believe him at first, but when he started throwing them pick six, I started scratching my head. You know, so, and do you still hear people saying that Stafford ain't never won a playoff game? And like Tony said, this Stickler McVay's plan, he will win that playoff game. But he can't be forcing ball and trying to make stuff happen. He does have a team around him. I agree. But yeah, I think he's proving some of the dollars wrong. But until he win that playoff game, we won't know for sure.
Man, that's a good point. Howard, you think he's
let me
proving
say something for all your
Tony.
doubters.
Go ahead.
Let me say something for all your doubters. So he throws interceptions. Yeah, he's a gunslinger. Brett Favre did the same thing. He led the league in touchdowns and interceptions just about every year. The same thing Jameis Winston did last year. They come from that, no risk it, no biscuit. So you can't take all the good and then just want to throw the bad. Matthew Stafford is going to be, so he's not pulling the doubters wrong because he's doing what he said. But if Detroit had better teams around him, he would have playoff wins. He would have more wins than the record. But Detroit has not had better teams. Had he played his entire career with a team like this, he would be a surefire Hall of Famer, no doubt, because he'd be putting up yards, he'd be putting up touchdowns, and they'd be putting up wins.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, sir.
All right, well, let me go down. Let me ask the panel. You think they're going to the Super Bowl? We start with you, Elliot.
No. Not to the Super Bowl.
Okay. Howard, you think they're going to the Super Bowl?
Man, I don't know, man. It's up in the air. I know things got to go through Green Bay, man. But
If
you
they
know,
go,
you
the
just don't
Cowboys
never
don't
know.
go.
What'd you say, Elliot?
Hey, it is what it is.
If the Rams go, then the Cowboys don't go. So how you gonna make that statement?
It is what it is, bro. I'm a realist, homie.
Go ahead, Greg.
I can tell you that.
The Redskins fan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go past me.
Hey.
Keep going.
A team will have a name next year. A team will have a name next year.
You put an X in there if you're watching it. Go ahead, Tom.
I'd say I give them about a 23% chance. I give them the second highest odds to go to the Super Bowl.
Behind who?
Behind Green Bay. Just because I don't think it's anything that Tampa can do with them. I think Tampa would be better off being number 4. If Tampa takes out Green Bay, but then they meet the Rams, I think the Rams go to the Super Bowl.
But if the Rams meet the Packers,
I don't think they'll beat Green Bay in Green Bay.
Right. Howard, Super Bowl, you think they're going?
They got a good chance to anybody, man. That's the way I say they got a defense, and like we said, whatever. This is the same problem I got with my Cowboys. Whenever Dak decide he want to play football and not throw interceptions and do whatever I don't know what, man. Anyway, but they got a great opportunity, man. I like the point that they got Matthew Stafford. Man.
Why we talking about the Cowboys in this segment?
I know how that happened.
How did that happen?
Jumped in here.
I mean, hold on.
Hey, look, we got to put an X across Elliot because he can't talk.
He can't talk.
No, he can't talk at all.
Hey, Greg, man, we appreciate this so much, man. You coming on. We had to give the LA Rams some love. We ain't been giving them no love. We've been talking about these Cowboys a lot, man. So look, man, we came in. You brought it around, man. So we're gonna have you come back during the playoffs, and if they win the playoff game, we'll have you coming back and do that Ram section again, man. You good with that?
All right, yeah, that sounds great. And get some better snacks in this ring room.
Okay. I tell you what. Hey, listen. I tell you what we gonna do for you. Look, the rest of the panel don't even know this too. I just ordered some Sports Talk Unfiltered hats. And we'll be giving them to our panel. I'm gonna send you one of them too, man, for being on the show, man. I do that. That'll take the place of the carrot tray and the cucumber tray and that we didn't have in the green room, man. Thanks a lot, man. We appreciate you. All right, man. Oh, that's good, man. He said he got to get some better snacks in the green room. That was good. All right, fellas, listen, man. How bad was that Cowboys loss?
I don't think it was I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it was a bad loss. Kind of what I said, probably about 4 or 5 weeks ago. They needed some challenges, and I think that was one of them. I mean, they beat the Redskins twice in 3 weeks. You know, they were feeling themselves. You know. So they play a good playoff team. Bound playoff team. Yeah,
you don't feel yourself against the Washington Redskins.
Arizona.
No, you don't.
Cardinals.
Ball team, man.
Stop that wall. They couldn't get over the wall.
Right, Tony.
Was that a bad loss, Tony?
No, I would say no. As a matter of fact, I would have picked the Cardinals had I known it was in Dallas. I thought it was actually in Arizona, and they can't win there. That's why I picked Dallas. But it was just time. I think Arizona is starting to come together and get healthy. I actually thought Connors was going to play, so it was kind of bad because they were able to do it without Connors. But again, the same thing that I thought was going to happen. The coach showed that when he need to manage the game, it's going to come down to a decision that he makes, and it ended up costing the game. So Dallas has to blow people out, which is the one positive. They do have the top scoring and top yards offense in the league. They have an opportunistic defense that leads the league in takeaways. So the problem is the defense is not that good if they don't take the ball away. So if you have a game where their offense is going and they're taking the ball away, then Dallas can absolutely blow anybody out and take it out of McCarthy's hands.
How was it a bad loss?
I don't say it's a bad loss, man. But I will say this. The inconsistency of Dallas is bugging me right now. It really is. Yeah, we played the Washington football team twice, did what we had to do to them. But, you know, when you come to these teams that you know are going to be in the playoffs, then you got to do something, man. You got to show, you know, they show instances, but it's still, they inconsistent, man. And, well, I don't know what's going on with Dak. I can't figure it out. He the only one can figure it out. And then the offensive line, the holding calls, it's getting on my last nerve, man. I'm getting sick of it because we lead the league in freaking penalties, and it don't make sense, man. And then, like Tony said, that last time, anyway, man, it wasn't a bad loss. They got beat. I believe we'll handle them next time we play them.
All right. I don't really think it was a bad loss, only because I knew y'all would lose.
But they're a top 10 team too, though. So it's not like the bad loss was what the Cardinals did with Detroit. That was the bad loss.
That was a bad loss. And then when you look at the Cowboys' record, man, the teams that they play, I'm telling y'all, they played a lot of bad teams, man.
They did, but I will give them. I went through this exercise. They did beat the Chargers. They did beat the Patriots. They, you know what I'm saying. So those are two.
I mean, you're not gonna keep going. I mean, what, you start with 2 teams? I mean, they play 18 games. You start with 2 teams. So are you saying they played 16 scrubs? I mean, I'm saying
you play what's on your schedule. I don't care if it's an NFL team.
I know, and that's why y'all losing game in week 17 to the Cardinals, because you don't care, and that's why you won't be.
No. See, I'm gonna give you a break because I wasn't gonna talk about your ragged team this year. I'm just giving you a break. So chill out, all right?
Elliot, why you make a noise? He threw that rock, and then you felt that, didn't you? He was talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking to you.
Chill out.
All right, I'm sorry. I apologize. All right, let's go on, fellas.
It's all good. I mean, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. They don't look like a good team.
Thank you.
They don't look like a good team.
That's why I like Howard. Howard is not like everybody else on the
Cowboy
fan. You are not like the rest of them Cowboys.
It's just that simple.
Hey, listen, real quick, we got to go before we get out of time. We run out of time here. But look, I want to talk about this, man. LeBron James has been balling this year. Well, done for the year, but especially these last 8 or 9 games. Listen, man.
10 games, Bishop.
10 games. I mean, but what he's been doing in these 10 games is out of here. Is he starting to make a case for MVP?
Yeah,
No.
he definitely making a case for MVP, man. Come on, man.
No.
He putting up numbers.
No.
They won't have enough wins for him to win the MVP.
But I say this. He still got to put up these numbers, and then they got to make a playoff run. If they don't make the playoff run, I mean, I don't consider him the MVP. That's what MVPs do.
No, the reality
make
is
the playoffs.
He's having a
having a better year. Now they're gonna make a run.
Yeah, and he's actually having a better year than a lot of the people that they're giving the MVP candidates. So first of all, there's one MVP right now, and it's Steph Curry. He's playing above everybody else. Like he's even playing above KD and playing above Giannis and those guys. Consistently. Partially because both of those guys have been hurt. But LeBron James, if you want to say valuable, that team is trash, man. I did not think it was this bad. I will stand corrected. They are, as a team, they're trash. And
Elliot, God Lord, Elliot, that hurt me. It's almost like what I heard him say was, "Yo, mama no good." That's what I heard him. That's what it felt like he said. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Elliot, it's like he said, it's like Elliot had a piece of wood on his shoulder, and he said, "Knock my mama off my shoulder," and he did it.
The other day, I watched the Wizards play. And I watched what Kuzma and what Caldwell Pope are doing for the Wizards. And then I watched the Bulls play and see what what's the little boy that went to the Bulls, Caruso. I look and I see what those guys are doing with those teams, and I'm like, you gave up all of that for Russ. And my thing is, you don't need that when you have LeBron and a healthy AD. You need bodies and you need role players. And then I look and I see what the team is doing and how they. And then you didn't get Lowry because you wanted to keep Taylor Horton Tucker. I understand he had a finger injury, but man. And then all I keep saying is maybe it's the ball, man, because everybody complaining about the ball. But nobody. Carmelo's the only one on the team that can shoot. You know what I'm saying?
And that's sad.
But he ain't shooting.
That's sad.
So, I mean, the team is poorly constructed.
Yes.
That's what I mean by they trash. I mean, the way the team was put together is trash. It's like Pelinka playing fantasy basketball, man. Like, what is this?
Yeah. Is he making the case, Howard, for MVP?
Like Tony said, you know how the MVP goes. If your team is winning, you'll get it. If they're not winning, no can do. It don't even matter what he do. He can score 50 a game. Nope. It's not going to happen. Because they are trash.
Westbrook won that year when he had them triple doubles.
And that's what I was about to say. If LeBron turned it on now and if he averaged a triple double, hey Howard, you can talk what you want to. If LeBron averaged a triple double,
he ain't gonna average no triple double.
I know
he ain't got nobody to shoot the basketball, so he ain't gonna average no triple double.
Right,
he ain't got nobody when he pass the ball to can make a shot.
Man. I feel bad for him, man. I feel bad for him because he balling out. But like Tony said, man, that team.
He balling.
They didn't need Westbrook. Like he said, they needed 4 or 5 good role players.
Yep.
They needed 4 or 5. I mean, and they round there they throwing LeBron at center. They 30 games into the season almost, man.
Man, how does that make AD feel?
How does that
when
make
LeBron
AD
go out
feel?
there and is playing center, and AD sitting around crying, talking about I don't want to play center.
I don't want to play. I don't know, man.
And they just traded Rondo.
I mean,
they traded Rondo.
They had to do that. They wanted to open up a spot for them.
I mean, for money purposes, I guess, but still.
Well, it won't money. He won't make no money. They got a lot of point guards that can't shoot, so they don't need another one. But Denzel Valentine can play defense on the outside and he can shoot, so he can be. And then they're
trying to create a spot for that young guy that they gave the 10-day contract to, who balling on defense. They trying to keep him too, so they trying to. Elliott, man, please, man, get yourself together, man. If you need to take a break and go out, man, because that LA thing is hurting you, man. Oh, what is? Hey, look, but one of the reasons too. Let's get to this, man. These Westbrook comments that they got going on. Westbrook talked about his turnovers, and somebody asked him. So let's do this. This was on SportsCenter, so let's look at this a little bit.
The Lakers host the Kings tonight. It'll be interesting to watch Russell Westbrook after his performance against the T-Wolves on Sunday. He scored 20 points on 7 of 16 shooting. He had 5 assists, 3 boards, and a steal. Always involved in every facet of the game. We love that about him. He also had 9 turnovers, shot 0 for 5 from 3. One reason why the shorthanded T-Wolves were able to hang around in that game for so long. He was asked about those struggles afterwards. Listen.
My game is not predicated on shots or if I turn the ball over. Like, I miss some shots. That's part of the game. I'm allowed to miss shots. I can do that. Like any other player, I can do that. I can turn the ball over too. I can do that. That's all a part of the game. But when you watch a basketball game and figure out what impact, making the right plays, boxing out, rebounding, whatever that may be, making the right play, making the right reads, that's all about being a basketball player.
Man, listen, what do y'all think about those comments he just made, man? He's allowed to make a turnover. He's allowed to miss shots. Everybody miss shots.
He is, Bishop.
Practice.
He's allowed to make a turnover.
What's practice?
Eight.
But 9 turnovers?
8 turnovers. Right.
Hey, Elliot, what you say? What you say? What's practice? Man, y'all, Bubba Chuck. There's no Bubba Chuck disrespect on this sports talk.
But 9 turnovers.
So
what if those 9 turnovers turned into?
You just said he was allowed to make turnovers, and you just agreed with him.
Here's the thing.
No. I said I didn't say turnovers. I was saying he was allowed to miss shots.
Oh, right.
But 9 turnovers?
Right.
Stop, man.
Right.
But here's the thing. What people don't realize, and it's why I further say that this team did not need Russell Westbrook. If you look at his season stats compared to his career stats, he's averaging about the same. He's actually shooting a little bit higher in field goal percentage. His 3-point percentage is almost identical. Yes, believe it or not. His rebounds are actually up over his career. His assists is actually only 0.2. His blocks are exactly the same. His steals are a little bit down. His turnovers are actually less than a point higher than they used to be. The only stat that is down is his scoring. Career, he averages 23. Now he's averaging 20. So what I'm saying is Westbrook is being the Westbrook that he's always been. It's just not a good fit for a winning team.
Yeah, the problem I'm saying though is
for the Lakers.
His comments though
for the Lakers.
He's not a good fit nowhere.
For a winning team, he's not.
Yeah,
but here's the thing.
What was he a good fit at?
What winning
Washington.
team? Oh my God!
What was the winning team?
Come on. You
They started off bad, man.
Westbrook is not a good. Westbrook is good for a bad team who's struggling to make the playoffs. He's good for that. He ain't good. He ain't good for nobody. And this is a huge problem for him.
Oh, he's done. This is his last contract. His next contract, he gonna be on them Rondo James.
Hey, he gonna be on Rondo contracts.
Yo, dude, you notice that no player ever picks up their player option. He picking his up. Y'all give me that money next year because I know ain't nobody else gonna give it to me.
Hey, when the LA took him, didn't nobody else want him?
Dude, that's the thing, man. I'm like, if they would have waited long enough, Washington might have bought him out.
Yep.
And they could have got him as a free agent.
Yep. And still got DeRozan, which I know ain't nobody saying nothing now, but I know they wish they had got him.
Bro, Rob Pelinka, he cried night.
Yeah, he cried night. He listening to LeBron. They was listening to him and Rich Carter trying to get all his clients on the team. That's it. All right, fellas, let's get going on, man. We got to get into Howard's Heroes when he gonna share us his 3 heroes of the weekend. Let's get into it.
Back to the line, but they got the play. They give it to
Look, man, great game, Alabama. Great game. I didn't think y'all were going to blow these dudes out, but y'all showed them who y'all are. Great game, Alabama. Great game. Georgia, I was shocked at this one. I didn't know they were going to do this to this team. Great game, Georgia. Great game. See you next week, buddy. The Bengals.
Not at the NFL level, but they're not fearful of anything.
Y'all got to give love to the Bengals, man. Give it all to the Bengals. Burrow, boy, you and that receiver. Good Jesus in the name. Burrow. That's all I got to say.
All right, Tony, this is your chance. You wanted to talk about the Chiefs and the
So yeah, I get it, man, but I don't want to take up too much time. Spagnuolo need to be fired, dude. First of all, if you look at the way they were tied, and all the Bengals could do is come down and kick a field goal to take a point lead. You got Patrick Mahomes on the other side. You would have had 2 or 3 minutes in your timeouts to do that. But no, they had 3rd and 27.
Oh yeah,
and they blitzed and left a guy who was already torching them for over 200 yards in the game, leave him one-on-one with a guy who has already been torched for 4 big pass plays in the game before that one. Left him
What's
out
his
there
name, Tony? What's his name? What's his name, Tony?
Oh, no, it won't Sorensen. It was 35. Oh, God, what's his name? I don't know. The coach I watch on Facebook call him Davis.
No, I'm saying who were they chasing? Who were they chasing? What's his name?
Targeted? The Chief 35 for the Chiefs. I don't know.
No. I'm just saying the receiver for the Bengals. What's his last name?
Oh, Chase. Oh, you said they was chasing the whole game. Okay, but that was it, man. Burrow, what you don't understand is that this dude comes in leading the league in QBR against the blitz and quarterback rating against the blitz. And Spagnuolo is known for the blitz.
Boy.
When you saw that every time you blitz this dude, he taught you got to do something different. Stop saying, I know it didn't work the last 18 times, but it's going to work 19. He needs to be fired at the end of the game.
Bad. All right, let's go. Elliott surprises. Well, he's going to give us his 3 surprises of the weekend. Let's go, Elliott.
Hey, here we go, man. The Washington football team.
He's out once again with Gibson.
Eliminated from playoff contention. But hey, Heineken had a great first half. The Eagles just flew a little too high in the second half. But hey, we ain't even worried about none of that. Focus on February 2nd, 2022. They're releasing the new name for the new Washington football team. Get ready for that. Man,
Jesus.
The ship has sailed in Cleveland. With that Monday night loss, they totally don't know what to do with this Baker Mayfield situation. He did get hurt in the second game of the season, but that ain't the case. Hey, how about them Lakers, man? LeBron bringing us back. We ain't got AD.
Did you just say how about
Rondo? And we on fire right now. Get ready for this playoff run.
Elliott, man, they owe you bad. Elliott, they owe you bad. Elliott, why they owe you bad? You better than Howard. You went over the bad thing. You went over this thing, Elliott. They owe you.
Hey, Howard, I don't know why you tripping because y'all getting ready to get Westbrook.
No, they're not. But look, hey, hold it.
Westbrook too.
Can I talk to you? You say y'all on a run. Y'all won one game in a row.
Right. Hey Howard, man. In their last 8 games, they lost to the Bulls, lost to the Lakers, lost to the Spurs, lost to the Nets.
Hey,
then they beat the Rockets. Then they lost to the Grizzlies. Then they beat the Trailblazers. Then they beat the Trailblazers and beat the Timberwolves. So I guess if you want to call
that, pull my headset off.
Showing like that one did.
Oh Jesus!
We hurt, but we still.
You need to stop.
Hey man, if I had a shotgun, Elliott, I'd put you out your misery, man. All right, let's go on. Listen, let's get into the top 5. Tony's gonna give us his top 5 teams this week in the NFL. Let's get to it.
All right.
Oh,
This week
Jesus.
my top 5. It looks a little like last week, but it's one new addition, so we can start at number 5. I know they lost. Still got the Chiefs at number 5. I still think they're offensively. When the playoffs, they've been there. They've done that. As long as Spagnuolo get put under control, they should be all right. The newcomer, number 4, I got the Tennessee Titans. Right now, Tennessee is playing very, very, very good defense. Last few weeks, they have a top 3 defense in both scoring and yards. And their running game is coming along. Number 3, I would have had them number 2, but they just beat the Jets, and they barely beat them at that. Plus, they're now working with rookie wide receivers. I don't really know that I'm going to be good with them going into playoffs, so that's why they're number 3 team. Number 2, with the Rams, they have moved all the way up. The Rams are starting to show, even though they had a pretty rough showing against the Ravens. The Ravens are not a scrub team. The Ravens are actually a playoff team. They did well. And then, of course, number 1, we are the Green Bay Packers for like the 8th or 9th week running.
All right, that's his top 5. I think everybody's good with that. Does anybody got any problems with this top 5? Oh, let me unmute Howard. I had to mute Howard. I had to mute you for a second, Howard. I'm sorry. I had to mute you for a second. Let me unmute you since you back over there, Howard. 4, 5. All right, can we please go? All right, guys, we got 1 minute. We got 1 minute left. We got to get to who you got. The games that we had, who you got, but we keep a record of our picks that we got. These were the games we had: Cowboys, the Cardinals, Steelers, Browns, Ravens, Rams, Philly, Washington, Chiefs, Bengals. I would go through everybody's picks, but we rushing through it. Last week, the record was 8-5. Tony was in first. Elliott was 7-6. I was 6-7, and Howard was last with 6-7. All right, we did that this week. All right. This is what we got right now. Tony is 11-7. I'm 10-8. Elliott is 9-9, and Howard is once again in last with 9-9.
Well, I got to be in last, man.
As well.
Why I gotta be
Listen, let's get the picks. Come on, hey y'all, these some hard picks right here. We might have to pick these after the show, man, because these some hard picks. Because we got to get out of here. It's 9:59. Listen, we want to thank Greg. Greg, you know what? Greg's still in there. Let's let Greg come back and say bye. He's still in watching the show in the green room, so he's been having his chips and he's been having his carrots. Let's get him back in here real quick. That's Greg. Greg came back in here, man. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. We appreciate you so much being on the show, man. Thank you, man. You did a great job, sir.
Thank you, sir. No problem. Glad to be back. Thank you.
All right, y'all watch us every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. for Sports Talk Unfiltered, and we'll see you guys on next week. Y'all guys have a great day. Remember, if you don't know Jesus as your Lord and Savior, you better get to know him. That's the best thing you can do. Y'all guys have a good week. We'll see y'all on next Tuesday night.